Okay, let's talk about someone amazing. Someone you might not know, but you absolutely should. His name is Tom Lehrer. Imagine a guy who is part comedian, part musician, and part super genius. Seriously, he was writing and singing these hilarious, witty, and sometimes shockingly sharp songs way back in the 1950s and 60s. Take, for instance, Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. It sounds horrible, right? But he sings it like it's this lovely, romantic ballad about a delightful springtime activity. One of his most famous songs is National Brotherhood Week. It sounds like it's going to be this sweet, unifying anthem, but then he sings about how different groups hate each other, completely flipping the idea of forced harmony on its head. He even made science fun. Who else could write a song about the entire list of chemical elements and make it a hit? His song, The Elements, is just that. The periodic table set to a Gilbert and Sullivan tune. Teachers still use it in classrooms today. Tom Lehrer was a child prodigy. He went to Harvard University at the age of 15. He was studying mathematics of all things, but was already drawn to funny, witty songs. It was at Harvard that his performing career really began, entertaining friends with funny songs. He wrote Fight Fiercely Harvard, making fun of the school's stuffy reputation with lyrics about fighting with dignity. After graduating, he served in the Army, where one of my favorite stories comes from. He invented vodka jello to get around non-alcoholic beverage rules. That's the kind of brilliant, mischievous mind we're dealing with. His first album, recorded for just $15, became an underground sensation. People would pass it around, and his reputation started spreading beyond Harvard walls through pure word of mouth. This led to sold-out performances at venues like Carnegie Hall. He became a huge star internationally, especially in the United Kingdom and Australia. They just got his humor. His performances were legendary because they were so simple yet so captivating. Just him and a piano. His clear voice and perfect piano playing drew you in, and his brilliant lyrics kept you hooked. He was writing during the Cold War, when everyone was on edge about nuclear bombs and political tensions. So he wrote, We Will All Go Together When We Go, a cheerful sing-along about nuclear annihilation. He wrote Send the Marines to satirize America's tendency to solve international problems with military force. His song about Wernher von Braun tackled the moral flexibility of the Nazi rocket scientist turned American space hero. His National Brotherhood Week remains relevant because the underlying social tensions he sang about are still with us. He held up a mirror to society, and the reflection was so funny and true that we're still looking into it decades later. Tom Lehrer, a name synonymous with satirical wit and musical brilliance. He achieved international stardom, captivating audiences with his clever lyrics and unique performances. But after reaching the pinnacle of success, he made a surprising decision. After becoming a huge international star, what did Tom Lehrer do? He basically quit show business to become a math teacher. It was a move that shocked many. But for Lehrer, it was a return to his true passion. He embarked on a new chapter, leaving the bright lights of the stage for the quiet halls of academia. He started teaching at the University of California, Santa Cruz, a place known for its innovative spirit and beautiful surroundings. And he taught there for decades, sharing his knowledge and passion with countless students. It was a remarkable transformation from performer to professor, but one that Lehrer embraced wholeheartedly. Imagine the scene. You're sitting in a math class, ready to tackle complex equations and abstract concepts. And then you look up and realize your professor is none other than the guy who wrote Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. Can you imagine showing up for math class and your professor is the guy who wrote Poisoning Pigeons in the Park? It must have been quite an experience for the students to be taught by such a multifaceted individual. He didn't just recite theorems and formulas. He brought his unique perspective and engaging personality to the classroom. He was known for being a fantastic teacher who could make even the most complicated math concepts understandable and fun. He had a knack for breaking down complex ideas into digestible pieces, making learning an enjoyable experience for his students. But his contributions to education didn't stop there. In the 70s, he took his talents to the small screen, writing songs for The Electric Company. Yes, the show that gave us Morgan Freeman counting. It was a perfect blend of entertainment and education, using music to make learning accessible and engaging for young viewers. These songs weren't just catchy tunes. They were carefully crafted to reinforce fundamental concepts. These songs helped kids learn to read and do math. He was using his talent to educate a whole new generation, shaping young minds and fostering a love of learning through the power of music and wit. TomLehrer's career change was more than just a shift in profession. It was a testament to his passion for education and his desire to make a difference in the world. This is the question that echoes through the years, a question everyone asks. Why did he stop? Here he was, perched at the very peak of fame, a star shining brighter than almost any other. He had the world at his feet, adoration in every city, and then, seemingly without warning, he just quit. Vanished. Stepped away from the spotlight. It's a puzzle that continues to fascinate. It wasn't one single dramatic event. It was a confluence of factors, a complex web of motivations that led him to that pivotal decision. To simplify it to one reason would be a disservice to the man and his choices. He had a notoriously short attention span, flitting from one passion to another, and he never intended for his fame to be a lifelong commitment, a ball and chain. The stage was a chapter, not the whole book. The world was changing too. When Henry Kissinger, a figure mired in controversy, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1973, Lehrer famously said it made political satire obsolete. The absurdity of reality had reached a point where it was beyond parody. It was a sentiment that resonated deeply with him. How could he, in good conscience, write satire, craft jokes, when real life was already so unbelievably absurd, so utterly beyond the pale? The world itself had become a satire, a dark comedy playing out on the global stage. Reality had not just caught up to his ability to parody it. It had sprinted far, far ahead, leaving him in the dust. The line between jest and truth had blurred beyond recognition. Beyond the changing world, he also yearned for a different kind of fulfillment. He preferred the quiet, contemplative academic life, the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. He found far more satisfaction in patiently explaining a complex mathematical concept to a struggling student, witnessing that spark of understanding ignite in their eyes, than he ever did from the fleeting applause of anonymous strangers in a darkened theater. Ultimately, he made a conscious choice. He chose the life that genuinely made him happy, the path that resonated with his soul, not the life that the world, with all its expectations and pressures, demanded of him. And there's something incredibly admirable, even inspiring, about that kind of unwavering self-awareness and courage. To walk away from it all, to choose your own path, that's true freedom. TomLehrer's influence permeates the world of comedy and music. His unique blend of wit, satire, and musical talent has left an indelible mark on generations of artists. You can see his legacy shining brightly in comedians like Weird Al Yankovic, whose parodies owe a clear debt to Lehrer's style, and Bo Burnham, who fearlessly tackles complex social issues with humor and musicality. But it's not just the big names. Countless other performers carry the torch, inspired by Lehrer's fearless approach to comedy. What makes Lehrer's work so enduring is its timeless relevance. His songs about political hypocrisy, the anxieties of modern society, and the inherent absurdity of the human condition continue to resonate with audiences today. Sadly, the issues he lampooned decades ago are still very much present in our world. Political scandals, social inequalities, and the ever-present threat of existential dread. These are the themes that Lehrer fearlessly explored, and they remain as pertinent now as they ever were. Because let's face it, those things never really change, do they? In a truly remarkable act of generosity, TomLehrer, at the age of 92 in 2020, released all of his work into the public domain, making it freely available for anyone to use, share, and adapt. This selfless decision was a final, perfect act, solidifying his legacy not only as a brilliant artist, but also as a champion of open access and creative freedom. He wanted his music to be enjoyed and reinterpreted by future generations, free from the constraints of copyright. If you've somehow managed to navigate life without ever encountering the genius of TomLehrer, do yourself an enormous favor and seek out his songs immediately. Dive into his discography. Explore his witty lyrics and clever melodies. You will laugh. You will be amazed by his lyrical dexterity and you will almost certainly learn something new about the world and yourself. His music is not just entertainment, it's an education disguised as comedy. Tom Lehrer was a true master of his craft, a king of cleverness, a wordsmith of unparalleled skill. His wit is just as sharp, his observations just as insightful, and his music just as relevant today as it ever was. He possessed a rare ability to make us laugh at the things that scare us, to find humor in the face of despair, and to challenge us to think critically about the world around us. So thank you, Tom Lehrer, for all the laughter, for the thought-provoking lyrics, and for making the world a little bit smarter, a little bit more aware, and a whole lot more fun. We are all undoubtedly better for having experienced your unique brand of genius. Your music will continue to inspire and entertain for generations to come.